the d of n. And now I surround that as this value. So it's over 2 plus 1. That is a complex fraction. That says 2 divided by some crummy fraction. Okay? So if you think about it in terms of 2 divided by a crummy fraction, that means the same exact thing as saying 2 divided by a crummy fraction. When you divide by a crummy fraction, what are you doing? Multiplying by the reciprocal. So this becomes 2 over 1 times n minus 1 over 2. Say it with me, Hannah. No, it's not no. It's no, nah. Yeah. Why not? You're going to miss me in a couple of weeks. Yeah! Oh. Oh, I thought you were really excited you did it.
She said no.
You say no, no, no. Well, why don't you roll yourself out of here? So you get n minus 1 plus 1 is n. Okay. Do the same thing with the other one. Miss a little, miss a lot. It's a joke. It's a joke. Not in spot. Start with the, and then surround. Hold on. Then surround that. That lower denominator just looks weird. The ones drop because they're outside of it. And then again, you wind up with 2 divided by 2 over n, which is 2 times n over 2. No, 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 no. I don't know why it's so hard to say. No, not no. But if I wrote a question on the test that you had to walk up to me to say verbally what you would do in order to order. Yeah. Why not? Yes. Yes. They'll figure it out. Rock on with your bad stuff. Are you throwing stuff? Okay. So question-wise, what else you got so far on this one as you guys have gone through it? Mine has been great. Thanks for asking. What does anything to the 0 mean? Correct. What's 1 to any power? Okay. What number is that? Well, just give me one of them. I tried to throw it over your head. That was really bad. Good thing, stick this with me. Oh, hey, I found your gum wrapper. Anyway, as soon as you see anything to the 0 power, what I want you guys to do is remember that that value itself just becomes 1. So if I'm going to rewrite this down, that means I have 1 times b to the negative 5th, a to the negative 1, all to the negative fifth. What is anything what is 1 to any power no matter what? 1. So does that 1 have anything to do with the power? No.
No, not the 1.
No, but watch this. What's power to power? What do you do? No, it's not it's multiply. Right. So what's negative 5 times negative 5?
Negative 20 positive 20. Oh, right.
So you could have gone ahead and flipped everything around and then done it again, and then you had to flip it back up. So when you start seeing that you've got two values inside parentheses that are already negative and a negative exponent, you know they're going to be positive.
Did you like cancel them out now?
Fine, sure.
Did you cancel them out with the 5 and 1 or no? No, right, okay, that's good. I should have created them out there. Five. Oh, yeah.
Find the inverse? Okay.
I was a little confused.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people ask this one when people were in for flex. People ask this one pretty regularly. Remember, when you're finding an inverse, flip-flop x and y and resolve for y. So now this becomes x equals 1 over y minus 2. What do you do first? 2, very good. So now I have x plus 2 equals 1 over y. Now,
Right, so it's x, y plus 2, right? Am I right?
now remember, hold on. Remember last year, you guys did, I know. What did you do? You didn't inverse anything. Nope. You don't have to do negative 1 power because you already had the angle. You would do what? You'd switch them on the diagonal. You do the good old-fashioned exchange-o, change-o. Remember, anytime that you have fraction equal fraction, that means that it is a proportion. When you have things that are proportional, that means there are two fractions that are equal value, which means that you can exchange things along the diagonal, and it doesn't change your answers. You can exchange-o, change along the diagonal in any true proportion. This is a true proportion. It just so happens you don't see that over 1, which means you can do your exchange-o, change-o. You're going to hear us use that terminology of exchange-o, change-o. Yes. Well, I don't know if Miss Yule will use it as often as I would. She might have her own catchphrase for it. Something more young and hip. Instead of old and ow, my hip.
Oh my.
That was good. Oh. And now it's just like, oh dear God, make this stop. Now you had a question a second ago too, I thought. Cool. No, y equals 1 over x plus 2. Yes, sir. What else we got so far? Narrow it down. 6. Once again, even though it says f of n, just treat it as x values. So I'm just going to write it as x equals the 5th root of y minus 1 over 2. So what do you have to undo first? The do, yes, that thing. So how do you undo 5th rooting? 5th cubing. How much is 50? Making up words. Now what? Very good. And last but not least, here you go. No, 1.
26.
All right. What is anything to the 0 power? 1. So I'm just going to do this. It doesn't matter anymore. No, 1, that's all. What's 3/4 times 0?
Oh, because I was just thinking of it as.
This has been a great conversation. Thank you for enlightening me.
Yeah.
X to the negative 5/4 is unhappy. Make them happy. Move them up. And then before I do the rest of it, we've got 2/3 and 1/2. Who wins in that battle of war? 2/3. Now the reason why I'm playing war first here is because both of those guys are less than 1. If the denominator was, well, we'll come across that. So let's see, 2/3, 1/2. That was the same thing as saying 4/6 and 3/6. So it becomes 1/6 in the denominator. You okay with that? No. Well, think of it this way. How many more 6 do you need? Right. So now you need 5/6 more, top and bottom, because this is just 1, to get you x to the 5/4, y to the 5/6 over 1. Double duck, quack, quack. You guys ever play bingo? So when they would say like B4, people would say, and then they would say, I. Yeah, nicely played. And then if they would say I-22, people would be like, oh, because you think it's an I, and then they look like ducks.
What the heck is that? That is an ugly duck. That looks like an ankle. What type of bingo are you playing? I really don't see it. Like an ankle. Oh, Randall.
Oh my god!
Oh, it is! Yes! Yeah, look at that. That's great. But doesn't he have to be like yellow or something? Purple? He's purple now.
That's blue. That's blue. Are you colorblind?
No. I only had a box of 24 crayons, okay? I didn't get the 64 pack like my cool friends.
Sorry to hear that.
Yes, sir. Sure.
James already said 22.
I want to do one more real quick.
More. That's blue. That's blue. Yeah, definitely colorblind. Now we're going to red. We do not want to go to red. Oh, there we go. That's Or like pink. Add a custom color and hit OK. There. Don't know. And then
All right, what do you do first? Divide by -3. Divide by -3, you get 1,000. How do you undo 3 halves? 2/3. 2/3 means you're going to take the cube root and then what? Square it. All right. So let's take a guess what the cube root of 1,000 is. 10. 10 squared is 100. Bingo. What's his name? Oh. Yes, ma'am. Now multiply by 2, you square it.
Square it. Oh, yeah, duh. Square it.
Probably. What was the other one? Oh, what'd you have? Oh, when you get times first, not is right. So you're saying 8? Yeah, I wouldn't worry about 8. I wouldn't worry about it. Yeah, that's what I said. Don't worry about it. Not gonna be that tough. What was the one then, Owen? Yeah. Yo. Easy how you say that. So so square the first one, we get 16. Multiply the 2 together, you get negative, or you get +4. Double it, you get 8. And then you have plus the 7 minus x equals 2x plus 2. Okay. I'm going to combine my terms on the left-hand side just to rewrite it first. So I'm going to have 8 square root 7 minus x plus 23 minus x is 2x plus 2. So far, so good? Subtract 23, add x. Okay. We just got done the fractions. Okay. Divide everything by 8. This is where having a calculator will be helpful. So you still have to remember your pattern. This is a minus b quantity squared. So it's going to be the first term squared. 3 over 8, what's 3 squared? 9/64. So you have 9/64 x squared. You got to multiply the 2 together and double it. So we're going to get 63 over 60. So 63 over 64. Doubling that is 32. 126 over 32. I'm trying to do it in my head. What'd you do? When you multiply together and doubled it? I was doing that. Did you multiplied them together, but you got it, and then you doubled it. Oh, I did the double part of the top, I doubled top and bottom. So yeah, so 63. Oh, sorry, it's minus. And then the last one would be plus 441, is that right? 21 squared is 441? I think. What are you going to multiply everything by? When I'm 64, will you still be? Will you still be? It's a Beatles song, ladies and gentlemen. They're an old band. They're kind of important now. No, remember when your middle term is always negative because you're multiplying the two together and doubling it. When you have your pattern of a minus b, it's going to be first term squared minus 2ab plus b squared. It was the positive one was the plus. I think you might be thinking of when you have it cubed. Because I think I said something about being cubed, and I said, oh, we're not worried about cube stuff here. So what is that? 7, 6, 4 ends in an 8. 48, 50, 508. You got a calculator? I'm just trying to use my brain. We all know how well that's working out for me. No, it's 810. Oh, that joke never gets old. Yeah. Debatable. So 9x squared. 64 becomes 2, so this becomes 126. Woo, this looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Hey, you've got a calculator. Let me show you a trick. It's taken 5 million years because I'm procrastinating and being a doofus about talking with you guys and making up bad jokes. So let's see, we have 0, 9x squared, subtract 64 is what, minus 62, and then, oh wow, yes ma'am. 10? Somewhere there? A couple of every style. Oh yeah, you'll have plenty of time. Because remember, some of these are real fast. A one like this might take 5 minutes, but other ones only take like a minute. It's fairly balanced. Oh yeah, you'll have plenty of time. Now in this case here, even though all that looked awful, what's 9 times 7? What times what's negative 63? Add together get negative 62. Done. So even though it looked awful, it works out to be very easily factorable. Okay. Remember, you'll have I'm going to let you guys use the calculator, so you shouldn't have to worry about multiplying and adding and doing all that fraction stuff. Alpha y equals. It's your best friend. 5.
So, it seemed like when you were like squaring like this negative 4 minus 7 times x.
Yeah.
What's that? 4 is like a negative.
What's negative times a negative?
Oh, wait. So, like, you have like a 7 minus x raised to the minus 2.
And remember, and I believe that's what I had. I had that written down here. Okay. So here you wind up, take out the 9x, you get x minus 7, take out the 1. If you want to write down what your zeros will be from that spot, by all means, go for it. I'm not asking to factor it, but if you get this far, you should be able to get your zeros off of that. So now you just check them. Checking them is the quick part. What's 7 minus 7?
1. 0.
What's negative 4 minus 0? Negative 4, okay. What is 2 times 7? 14. What's 14 plus 2? 4 into 16, does that equal negative 4? No, so 7 does not work. Now you just have to use your calculator, press the button for the negative. That's how you use your fractions. The fraction. No. When you're trying to figure out when we got to this part here, when you're doing the squaring stuff and everything. Oh, what?
Huh?
Are you looking at version 1 or version 2?
Let me look. No solution, version 1.
Thank you for bailing me out. Sure, which one? Okay. So question came up about what are you doing when you have all these numerical values of function notation? When you have numerical value function notation, it's going to be quite literally bunches. For example, if we do number 2. Number 2 states, what is g of 10 divided by f of 10? So we put 10 in for n in the g equation, so 3 times 10 plus 2 is how much? 32, okay? Now if I do that for the f equation, 4 times 10 plus 3, I get, so the problem said to figure out what g of 10 divided by f of 10 is, well that's 32 over 43, and you're done. Because it's not simplifiable. And if it was something that was simplifiable, then I would just put it in my calculator real quick with the alpha y equals. Remember, your calculator would do that for you. One second. I'll get you up. Same idea. You just gotta watch your negatives with the cubing. When you is cubing an odd or an even exponent? It's odd. So what happens with the sign? It stays whatever the sign is. So in this case, you've got negative 4 minus 1. Negative 5. Very good. Excuse me. And if I do negative 4 to the third minus 5 times negative 4, negative 4 to the third is negative 64. Negative 5 times negative 4 is 20, so it's negative 64 plus 20, which is negative 44. So it says g divided by h, so it's negative 5 over negative 44, which is 5/44. In that case, that's how you would be able to simplify it because the negatives drop. What do you got? What? Hi, Mr. Gonzalez.
Hi, how's it going?
It's going. We're doing function notation. We're doing a lot of crazy stuff. Hey, can I show you what we're starting to do up here? So we've got Billy Bass that's been around for a while.
Yeah.
This is Billy Bass that someone found in Pakistan. So this is going to become Billy Bass around the world.
My mom still has a Billy Bass.
So anywhere that we find a Billy Bass, we're going to take a picture of Billy Bass and put it on the wall.
Do they have to be in exotic locations?
It's the better.
Okay, I got it. I'm gonna work with it. Yep.
You're stupid. This says take the h equation, substitute in negative 2, find the answer. Negative 2 in for h here. I get 4 times negative 2 plus 3, which is negative 5. Once I find that, I take that value and I put it in for the n value in the g equation, which is negative 5 to the third plus 4. That's negative 5. I'm pretty sure by now we know what 5 to the third is. 125, which would make it negative 125. Negative 125 plus a negative 20 is negative 140. here's more of these. Knock your socks off. Oh, where'd the answer sheet go, guys? Who's hoarding it? When it comes back around, we'll get it to you guys, maybe. 8, 6, 7, 8. 8. Nada. Puede suerte para su clase de español. Muy importante para su escuela. Yeah, I guess I heard the opposite. If you don't have your ID, if you pull up Skyward on your phone, you show a picture of yourself, or hopefully it's not a picture of you when you were in second grade still. Bless you. For the longest time, what's that? Yeah. There was one year I had to go get, my driver's license renewed. I didn't realize it was coming up to expired, so I had to register my motorcycle. So I bought it off. Bought the title off my parents, so I could just keep it at my house. I hated it there, but so I had to go register it. When I was registering it, they were looking at my license. Oh, by the way, Mr. Your license can expire in 2 months. You want to get your new license? I'm like, oh yeah, sure, whatever. So I walked over there, and I'm working.